Restarting. Okay, this is a video that I'm trying to make. It's more of like for me appreciating my own voice, and I don't know if people will give a shit, and that's okay. Um, I'm kind of gonna talk about chronic pain, pain in general, disabilities. Some people will dislike it, and some people will not. Um, I'm autistic. I'm always automatically um I have to over explain for myself because I'm used to people straight up miscommunicate me, misconstrue anything I say. So I don't care. At this point, I'm trying to stop over explaining all this shit because fuck it. I've had people hate me no matter what, in real life, online, what have you. Everybody has their own issue going on with their little world, and I don't need that energy. So I'm not disclaiming anything, actually. You're a human being and you can choose whatever you want to do. Um, I'm having beliefs. I'm not having any studies with me because I don't care. People will choose to know what they want to know, and cognitive dissonance, so it doesn't matter. If I had the best evidence ever I could, you probably wouldn't give a shit. I don't think anybody ever goes and tracks all the studies and evidence of people. I get it. I nobody's doing a fact check. So, would you like to? Go ahead. Figure out your stuff. I don't care. I think I believe that chronic pain, chronic illnesses are either from either a physical, well, it's all physical. I think it's either something that you have accepted for this based on my belief of reincarnation, that you have one consciousness that goes into many iterations, and part of that is to accept shitty things happen to you on this one. So, if it's actually something you can't change it, as in it's not withheld emotions and repression, then it's something that you accepted from your subconscious before you started to exist on this iteration. The rest of it is something that you're holding it now because of something that you're unwilling to don't I'll get to it. Unwilling to release trauma emotions. I have pain. Um I have issues from society for ableism as being autistic and ADHD and whatever else I may have. Um I literally have a disability from also speech partial blindness from subconsciously not wanting to be existing where society doesn't support autism, ADHD. I ate cheese. I'm having an issue. I don't care. And fuck, brain fog. Because I'm holding a lot of things, and I have trauma. So society, trauma, um, from childhood, as in abuse, whatever. There's a lot of things from my childhood that I'm not releasing. Boom. My back hurts. There is a stress knot under my shoulder that happens from either where I sit, but also me holding things in my body. My surgery is probably subconsciously, I knew that society wouldn't support me, so I wanted to have the option to either die or at least become so disabled that people have to either choose to love me exactly as I am or leave me alone. Um, I also have versions of OCD because of the chaos of the world that I do not feel safe because of the way society is, so it's easy to control things based on that. I have nasty hemorrhoids because the only thing I can control is my own body, despite the fact that I also hold trauma in the same body. So I create pains based on things that are shitty in my life, and um and yet it's the only thing I feel as though I can control based on autism and trauma. um I believe that people, if you have a chronic pain or a chronic illness, if it's not from your birth, then I believe that you are holding trauma because you do not want to address the trauma that you need to release. Um, I say this because I have this happening to me currently right now. I'm not telling you to do anything because I'm not doing it now, am I? I'm still here with a shitty back. I'm still having to try and release and um, deal with a trauma that I'm not even at to yet. So I don't know. It's your life. I guess I am still trying to disclaim because I expect people to be shitty. I had a comment. There was this thing where they're like, "Oh, um, there's this really people." I saw on a Facebook page where there's weed buds and then also straight up medications like pills. They were like, "You could be having weed, instead you're using meds." And I made a comment like, because I didn't disclaim that I'm autistic or that I'm disabled. I just said, well, um, based on FDA, big pharma, all that kind of stuff, technically everything you get is from nature. And so if you choose not to have from the um, pharma and from medications, you could just find out ingredients, although you're not dosing and you're not using chemistry to actually balance it. You could choose to see if you could have the natural ingredient that you're referring to. So if you're from, like, I mean, you could still do it with, if you have an opiate, that's from opium. If you're from, I don't know what the fuck they have. I don't even know what benzo, whatever they are. Ultimately, all this kind of stuff is taken from nature and ground, whatever. What do you? What is that? If I was watching Common Side Effects, which you should watch that. Common Side Effects has a lot of reasons about the health issue. I didn't bring that in the comment. I'm all over the place because I'm autistic and I have ADHD, and I can't even tell you exactly everything I want to say. Anyway, everything that your medications is from nature. What if you got rid of the middleman? You get your ass to nature, get the ingredient you want, eat it, and then you go deal with it. And so people are like, well, they didn't like that. So somebody was like, I'm fucking chronic, and um I don't know, I guess they're expecting, like, hated that you're even bringing up about all of those you're bringing up about those meds. Like, are you just saying we're supposed to have uh ingredients, for you just want us to have fucking food instead of all of the medications that we need and all that? I'm like, I don't care. Like, I even told about snake oil companies and how there's straight up people who will go say, "Oh, here's this ingredient, so we're superior," and we all have that. There's even this thing called like, about beets. They grind up beets and they sell you to that, which you could dry and um you could dry and grind all of those beets and you'd be having your same issue. Like, you don't have to pay for all of that stuff. So I've been saying that there's snake oils and all that, but people are like, nah, nah, nah. They were pissed that I even said anything at all because they're like, it's more of like I choose to have. It's more of like they're like, well, you're shaming me based on my meds. I'm like, I don't even give a shit what you do. I'm saying you have an option. So ultimately, if you're chronic, I wouldn't even say that chronic people, if it's not based on their genetics, it's from what you choose and what you create from your life. Even then, you wouldn't even have to use ingredients for that if you address all of the trauma and all of that. Which I'm not even trying to say that you're needing to do that because I'm not even dealing with my blocked memories. I'm not dealing with all of my trauma yet. So I'm not trying to say, "Oh, you're holding yourself back." I'm literally doing that to myself. So what do you want? Yeah, I'm still disclaiming all of this stuff because I'm expected to people um immediately respond to me and misconstrue anything I say because I'm autistic instead of I really do say things quite literally and directly. And so if I'm supposed to assume a nuance, a form of a beat behind the beat around the bush, I'm not going to do that. And if you're having your perception based on my speech or whatever I type, I don't know what to do. Like, that's your issue. And I don't want to have to be defending everything I have to say because I'm fucking weird to you. Anyway, if you don't want to deal with your trauma, that is fine. Sometimes you fuck up this life and then you try it on another iteration. And if you don't believe in that, then okay, I don't know. You move on after you die. I don't give a shit. So, this is the video that is not even as good as you would want. Um, there is this awesome video from the Thought Spot. I'm like reading their stuff. Or not, I'm not reading that. I'm watching their videos. They're really cool, and they have all of these autistic videos of very educational, very perspective based on their own experiences, but they do it very professionally and it looks awesome. And there's this one video that they have, which I'm gonna link in this video, is autistic repressed anger. That one they include. I don't know if they're a she or they, but very femme. So anyway, the whole video they include other TikTokers. Um, they express their experience as a repressed anger from their trauma as a child and having to deal with it now. And so they have in this video a lot of stuff that you can do to fix your oppressed anger, which means if you are aware of that, you can be able to oppress other versions of emotions that you're withholding from yourself in general. Most of the time, especially if you're a femme person, then you are probably straight up angry from things that have happened to you that hasn't been addressed. So if you're from a child, which there's plenty of things that happened in my child, there's people who have had worse than me, whatever. It doesn't matter, it's my iteration. When people have this shitty things happen to you as a child, it means that the experience that you had your growing up was not safe, and you didn't have the option to have all the emotions that you can. And so you've with to grow up, to survive, you had to not have those emotions, otherwise you would get um punishment or whatever version of punishment you have in your childhood. Um, and that's why I think I did that. You know, society doesn't like autistic people. I knew that I wouldn't be able to survive in capitalism the way it's expected of people. I knew that I wouldn't be able to maintain a job subconsciously, and boom, I did something subconsciously to make this happen so that I go to the hospital and I get disabled enough that people will see me as disabled, and then they either fucking leave me alone or people will support me no matter what. And I'm also choosing to grow exactly the way that I feel naturally and aligned with um who I am as a human being. Um I think that I want to release a bunch of energies, emotions, and things like specifically anger, because I don't have it at all. I don't feel, I guess I feel angry because it looks like I'm angry to people because they are assholes to me. Um, so I guess there's that. But then there's also anger that I don't have, that I need to oppress for other things. Like, I'm just saying that in general to people online and all of that. I get verbal abuse in person. Um, there's a lot of shit going on. There's other things that I want to be mad about because growing up as a Mormon person growing up, there's a lot of pressures, rigidity, and very specific rules that don't support things like queerness and femininity. Most of the stuff they have there is very rigid, and it doesn't give you the option to do other things that I would have expected in my life, as well as society and all that. I don't know what I was trying to say about that. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not the type of person to edit either because I don't believe that people are going to view my videos very much right now. My YouTube is mostly me dancing, literally dancing, not anything else. Literally just dancing and exercising and all of that. Um, I'm not getting that. I'm not making money, and that's okay. Whatever. So I'm doing things that I enjoy. The emotions I want to feel is all of it, and that's the thing. The as being a femme person, you don't get the option to be angry. Societally, the leniency for boys growing up means they can be angry and they can make mistakes and they can fuck up all over the time because they do. Boys will be boys, which means they can just fuck up their entire life, which means they don't get any skills based on dealing with anything at all. At the same time, or on the other hand, you would say girls growing up would be very rigid, very prohibitive, where they are not allowed to be angry, they're not allowed to make mistakes, they're not allowed to feel emotions, especially anger. And so um, that's why women will hold the emotion based on the fucking extreme burden of fucking society in general. And I think that basically anyone who's chronic can let go of their own expectations as well as trauma that they have that's probably holding you down as a chronic person. That being said, it's hard if you don't want to, or if you have a disability that just was there when you were born or had an accident. Boom. Same at the same time, I think my accident was subconscious, and I think that I was born autistic. I was born ADHD. I believe that my subconscious, I mean my consciousness, my soul in the space decided this iteration would be that I would be choose to be disabled in this form. We all become disabled at a certain point of your life no matter what. I wanted the early one. And then I also this iteration, my body realized, my soul realized, my constraint of my human body realized that society couldn't support my autism, that I made something happen like that. I'm not dealing with I'm not dealing with the rest of them right now. I guess I'm dealing with the autism now. I'm changing my life into a different phase where I'm not doing the capitalist stuff. I might be doing certain small things of capitalism, but I try to limit as much capitalism I do, and allows me to express more and experience more of just my natural autistic state. That being said, I did not. I'm trying to heal myself for my hemorrhoids and handle that. I'm trying to at least hold the option that, you know what, probably certain things that hurt in my body is based on my own trauma that I need to address. And I don't think that um it's based on your own belief of safety, and your own feeling of security in your life, because you will still feel like a kid if you don't feel safe enough, as in you're still believing that you can't express enough of it, and it still feels like, oh, I'm still in survival mode, which means you can't do your best, which means it's inhibiting parts of my body, which is my back. And also sometimes the way I sit is not, it can be even just my physical standing or sitting can fuck up my body anyway. um or it's moving on. It could be the couch, could be it could be the couch as well as whatever trauma I'm holding. And I don't know when I'll be ready to actually release the trauma. I'm aware of it. I'm aware of my body. I'm aware that this shit's probably totally about me having a blocked memory, which means a shitty thing, horrible thing that happened and all that. Uh Based on my situation in life, in society, financially, whatever, I don't feel safe enough as a person to handle the actual trauma. So I guess I will have a fucked up back until I'm ready to trust that I'm safe enough that I can handle all of that. So yeah. Um Fuck you if you are mad about this. This is your iteration, this is your life. You can feel whatever you want to feel. My back hurts. My anus hurts. Um if you want to be mad about it, like, oh, I'm stuck with this, then you want to be stuck there. Um Depending on your disability, it's up to you to make your life acceptable, accessible, accommodations. If you're, I mean, you can find people who support you, because right now society is not going to support you right now. Disability is a form, and then you find ways to make life to make it easier for you. Um, we want the government to provide more safety for people there, and we want that support of the government. Um, but a lot of different versions of disability, as well as the government, as well as society, that still disabled people have to whether choose to suffer or continue their life. And if you want to continue where it is because you choose to let yourself suffer, which I am doing right now, it will be what it is. Um, I'm trying to create more of a safety life right now, a safe life, and all of that, which could be finances, which could be whatever else. Most of it is accepting myself as a disabled and all of that. But ultimately, it's up to me to create my life safe anyway, because even if society was, like, let's say that the whole society is addressed with all disability, if it was addressed with a hatred of queerness or whatever, if the whole society was all good and I still got abused as a child, I still wouldn't be feel safe. So ultimately, it's up to me to, no matter what type of timeline that we're in, it's going to suck ass. And no matter where you are, no matter what time you are, it's your life now. So, I mean, there's no need to speed anything. I'm just saying that it's always going to suck to certain points, and you do have to release the suckness, the shitty options of your life, the emotions, the drama, release it into to have enjoy the nice things, which I was saying, I don't remember if I said in this one, that I grew up Mormon, and part of that cult had some interesting beliefs that I kind of hold, which is, to them, they're like, they say it more of tribulations, um which means suffering happens, and you're expected to have that so that you can appreciate the awesome things that happen. And I do take some of that, and I believe a lot of things of the teachings of Jesus. I hold that a lot too. Ultimately, you wouldn't even be able to understand how sweet things are until you had the total bitter of your shitty life. So I do not mind to know that horrible things, I'm not there enough to feel it, right? But I can understand why I chose this life, this iteration, to have shitty things happen, to have a shitty society, to have all of these bad things happen, so that I can then really appreciate, oh wow, gardening is awesome. Because capitalism is absolute shite. It's disaster. I'm really having fun with gardening. I am really having fun with music. I'm really having fun with all of these fun things that I'm doing with witchcraft, even though it's an actual shit show going on. The entire society of America, it's a fucking dying empire that doesn't support a lot of people, and that's okay. And you know what? I will let the time do whatever it's supposed to do. When I create myself more safety, I will be able to release more trauma, emotions, feeling more things. The more you feel shitty things, the more you feel greater things. And even growing up in a cult has given me a lot of great skills that I wouldn't have had just in the capitalistic world. Um Mormonism has, like, they somehow believe in capitalism, but at the same time they have community. They have a lot of community there, which is interesting. Um I don't know, it's confusing. But ultimately, the skills that I've gotten from there, I think, while it fucking fucked me over, because religious trauma is a real thing, it fucks you over a lot, because trauma comes from almost everything. If there's a person who doesn't have a trauma, it means just wait. Just wait. That's what that means. And so, the skills that I had from this shitty thing, I feel good to know the shitty thing that happens, to build a skill based on that. To that trauma, I go ahead and have this new thing dealing with and all of that. So anyway, it's getting late for me. I have things to do, chores to do, and I guess I wanted to talk again where I just give myself an option to voice and appreciate myself because I'm not going to get people watching this whole video for a long ass time. But I like to appreciate myself and appreciate my own voice and tongue as is, regardless of being speech issues, blind issues, autistic, ADHD, hemorrhoids, whatever I got. Still appreciate who I am. Anyway, I got shit to do. So, you wanted to see something? I did something fun. This one's fucked up. It's ruined a little bit. This is a 8x8 or whatever you would say. It's a square vision board that got printed in that's cut up. So it would have been longer white on the bottom and top. So they cut it instead to make sure it equates to the whole. What are these, 9 by 13? I don't think that's the right. What is it? 8 by 12? I don't know. Anyway, this is my vision board for a cemetery cuz I am hoping to get employment as a groundskeeper at a cemetery. So I'm using this to up my karma and hopefully get more options for such a thing. Which might not mean that I get the job as a groundskeeper specifically at a cemetery. Might just mean karma in general. I don't know. So we shall see. I really like the idea of a cemetery groundskeeper. I'm gonna tell you this one because this one seems fun. Because number one, gardening, mostly flowers and all of that. A little bit of cleaning, watering, and people who are at the cemetery straight up are there to not only memorialize people who has passed away, but also expressing to spend time to appreciate as a human being. It's like straight up, they spend time. They're not there for convenience. Sometimes they might be, but a lot of people are there to literally spend time to appreciate human beings that they've lost. And I think maybe it's possible. This would be nice to say. Entirely possible that I could be gardening and then people would want to chat with me. So I get to my work done and then I have literally people who are there to have a nice chat or whatever have you. So I like the idea of a cemetery groundskeeper cuz it does I don't think I'm the type to I'm not there for coffins or anything. It would just be the beautification of the cemetery and cleanliness of it. And I like that. And then maybe people chatting with people. I like chatting with people. I don't like holistic people expecting and setting up rules and all of that. And when people literally hear me talk, they will know that I am disabled, and I'm okay with that. So if people want to spend time with me, they're just there for an appreciation of a human connection than you would at as a cashier. So I anyway, I'll see you later. I already know I'm not dealing with I am taking my time to get used to my body, grounded in myself, grounded in the earth in order to release feelings of pain once I let go of the trauma, which I'm taking time. So, if you're not ready to even appreciate or even get to that point, then it means you're not ready to deal with that. And that is okay. That's the life that you're accepting because everybody has a shitty form of life. And I know it's toxic positivity as what you would think it is, but I would take it as soft nihilism that life is going to suck and life is going to end. You are going to die. So You might as well feel all the shitty things and feel all the good things, and you can choose the feelings that might be your primary. And guess what? It's going to take time, and are still going to be shitty things that happen no matter what. So, yeah, I wouldn't even say it is toxic positivity because I'm telling you, you're going to have shitty things happen to you and you're going to feel horrible things. So, is it toxic positivity or is it optimistic nihilism? I mostly just call it soft nihilism. Optimism would be what it would be, but I'm more of like a soft as in fuck it. Fuck it. I would be dying anyway, so I might as well see the best I can, have a nice experience. So yeah, my phone's dying. I need to go. Thank you. I'll see you guys. To anyone who ever seen this ever, nobody's gonna stay this line. So